This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Good morning, everyone. I am First Alert Meteorologist CJ Cartledge here. Let me put my slate up. There we go. First Alert Meteorologist CJ Cartledge here, hopping on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown once again. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We're going to be seeing mostly sunny skies today, and we could threaten some daily record highs as well, which I'll be talking about more in this podcast here. So let's go over the topics that we're going to discuss here on the KSLA First Alert Breakdown today. We're expecting our local forecast. I'm going to be talking about our local forecast around the Arklatex. I don't know if I said First Alert Breakdown. I meant First Alert Weather Breakdown. Let's to get that name of the show right, or name of the podcast right. But topics for today: local forecast, severe storms update, as well as the spring season forecast. We're going to go into a little bit of climatology here for the Arklatex region and for most of the country. I'm going to introduce you guys to this website where we usually get our climate data from, which is also called the Climate Prediction Center. We usually go to that website to view the trends on pretty much the long range type of forecast on what we can expect for at least the next couple of months, next 3 days, 7 days, 8 days, 12 days, and it could go out to possibly, I believe, the next 3 months or so is the longest we can go to. Anyways, we're going to be diving more into that after we talk about the local forecast, as well as the severe storms that we could possibly expect going into the overnight hours tonight for some portions around the Arklatex, as well as our Sunday. So first order of business, let's take a quick look outside right now. With our Mattress Plus KSLA tower camera, we're looking at mostly sunny skies out there. Some higher level clouds are out and about right now, but that sunshine is beating right through them, straight to the ground for us here to give us a mostly sunny start to the day, to our Tuesday. And just wait until you see these headlines that we have for you around the Arklatex. Actually, I'm going to put my face here on the camera so you guys can see me. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. There we go. Station bugs out of the way. So, forecast headlines across the Arklatex throughout the work week. We're expecting the warmest day of the week so far for today, as temperatures may reach the upper 80s and lower 90s across the region. And our daily record high is actually 89 degrees for Shreveport and Bossier. Just wait till you see the forecast high for today. Rain and storms are expected by tomorrow and Friday. Not so much for Thursday. We do have a slight rain chance on Thursday, but we're not expecting much to come out of it. We're also watching the potential for severe weather as we move into this weekend. Mainly on our Sunday is what we're watching for, the potential for severe weather across the area. As of this morning, the Storm Prediction Center has took off the severe risk for Saturday. It's because the environment is not so much favorable for severe weather, and the potential is too low to call for any severe weather on that day. As we get closer in time, there may be new updates on the Saturday severe weather outlook, but the area has changed for the slight risk of severe weather as we look towards our Sunday. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit later in this forecast here. Let's talk about the next 12 hours, though. Moving myself off the screen here so you guys can see the full picture. Temperatures will continue to rise very quickly through the rest of the morning hours and into the afternoon as well. By the time we hit around the lunch hour, we should already be in the 80s in some parts of the Arklatex. And according to the forecast, we could hit the 80-degree mark as soon as around noon today, which is around the lunch hour. And we can expect these temperatures to still continue to rise in the mid and upper 80s across the region and into potentially the lower 90s as we head towards the middle of the afternoon in some parts around the Arklatex. Not everywhere looks to hit the lower 90s, but some parts actually do. And as I said before, our daily record high for today is 89 degrees. This is a 97-year-old record held since 1928 here for March 28th. So we have the potential of breaking a 97-year-old daily record high for today by the time we hit this afternoon. Now, it's pretty likely that we will break this daily record high for today. And as you can see, that normal is the average for this time of year for today. Actually, it's 73 degrees on March 25th throughout the entire record of recording weather information. 73 degrees has been the average on March 25th through all the years of recording. So moving my face out the screen again, we're going to talk about our highs for today. 90 for Shreveport and Bossier, 90 for Texarkana, 89 for Longview, 86 for Idabel and DeQueen, 88 near Hope, 87 for Minden and Homer, 86 near Ruston, 88 for Coshada. It looks to be in those upper 80s for most areas just south of the I-20 corridor. Our Muggy meter shows that we will be experiencing comfortable conditions for today. Thankfully, we will not be dealing with the heat and humidity, just the heat for today. We're expecting a little bit of rise in that humidity as we move into our Wednesday, mainly due to higher rain chances. And as we move into Thursday, we'll be back to as comfortable as can be type of conditions. But as we move into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we can expect a rise in that humidity, mainly due to higher rain chances around the Arklatex here before we receive a sharp cool down or a sharp lower in humidity, or sharp decreases, I should say, in humidity heading into the start of the new work week. That's potentially because of the low pressure system that will be passing through on our Sunday. Will be accompanied by a cold front that will be lowering our temperatures and humidity down to more comfortable levels for this time of year. Here's a quick look at future track. We can expect a little bit of some cloud cover, not too much, similar to how we're seeing right now with the higher level clouds out and about currently. But as we move into tomorrow morning, actually, I'm going to take this back a little bit. We could see some rain and storms across the area up to our far north and western corners of the region, just outside of the region, as well as inside of our area in our extreme northeastern Texas zones just north of Mount Pleasant. We can expect these showers and storms to continue to move down to the south and east inside our region, but it only looks to move as far south as I-20 here. So some areas along I-20, along the west side of I-20, west of Shreveport, and our East Texas zones look to possibly have those higher rain chances, as well as most areas to the north and western portions of our region, mainly west and north of that Louisiana-Texas line, and not so much in southwestern Arkansas. Could receive a few stray showers in southwestern Arkansas, but it looks to be only in the western portions of the Arklatex and north and western portions of the Arklatex as well. As we move through the daytime hours, these rain showers will continue to flow into the Arklatex before dissipating heading into the evening hours, and we'll be getting the remainder of the cloud cover from this, as well as the stronger looking southerly flow that looks to be flowing in as we move into our Thursday and beyond. As you can see, nothing much is really expected to show up on our Thursday, but we do have a 20% chance for rain on our Thursday here. That's mainly because of the isolated showers that may pop up due to the potential rise in humidity as we move through the daytime hours on our Thursday. We actually have a severe risk for our Tuesday night into Wednesday. This is mainly for areas just outside of the region, but the Storm Prediction Center has included some of our counties and parishes within the Arklatex, which are some of our north and eastern corner of the region, as well as McCurtain County here. So the main threats to look out for are the damaging winds and large hail. We're not expecting tornadoes. We're not expecting any types of flooding, but the flooding is still possible associated with this system here. And as you can see, it doesn't include much of the area. Everybody else to the south and east of this risk can expect a few isolated rain showers or a few scattered showers around the region, but they're expected to remain subsevere. And this is only going to be an overnight event. The severity looks to decrease as we move into the daytime hours and as the rain moves more and more into the Arklatex. This is only a day one risk, and we have a thunderstorm risk, which is just lower than one step lower than that marginal risk of severe weather, which is only level 1 out of 5 on this severe weather scale. And as said before, the main threats to watch out for associated with this disturbances, I should say. It's not an organized system, but large hail and strong winds at an elevated risk, tornadoes at an extremely low risk, and a heavy rain and or flooding is at a low risk as well. But we're also talking about another chance for severe weather that we have on our Sunday. This is for Sunday. I need to change the banner for that. It's not so much this weekend, but it is going to be for this Sunday. We could expect some rain showers on Saturday and Sunday, but the chance for severe weather lies on our Sunday here. So showers and storms are possible. We're watching for the threat of severe weather, and it still looks to be plenty of uncertainty as of the timing and the placement of where these storms and showers may actually be still uncertain as of right now, and the individual threats that we should watch out for are still uncertain as of right now. So make sure to check back for updates as we get more information. We will continue to give you the first alert on that front. So let's take a quick look at future track or long range future track from Friday to see how rainy this weekend may be. This is a higher resolution model, so this is mainly dependent on rain chances. The darker green that you see is the higher rain chance for your area. And hopefully you can find your area on this map here. But as we move into Friday night, into Saturday morning, we could see a few scattered showers move in from the south here, and this looks to be pretty much an overnight event. Not expected to be severe as of right now, but as shown with the severe risk earlier today, or earlier that was updated earlier today, earlier this morning, it has upgraded to a marginal risk for areas in the north and western corner of the region. So we could see a increased risk of severe weather as we get closer in time. So make sure to stay weather aware as we move into through the day on Saturday. We look to be opening up to some brighter conditions out there, maybe some sunshine before the sun sets on our Saturday afternoon. As we move into Sunday, we could see a front start to develop. That low pressure system will start to develop just outside of the Arklatex to the north and east, and it could bring a line of showers and storms as we move into the evening hours on our Sunday. So this may be another afternoon slash evening type of an event. But once again, the timing and the placement is uncertain as of right now, and the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded some portions of the Arklatex or demoted some portions of the Arklatex out of this slight risk. It's still possible that you will be under a marginal risk for those to the far south and eastern portions of the region. But right now, a slight risk of severe weather is in effect for areas like Shreveport, northern portions of Natchitoches Parish, as well as the east side along I-20 pretty much, and the northern half of the Arklatex is encompassed under this slight risk of severe weather. Make sure to stay tuned for updates. But as you can see, zooming out across the country, this slight risk expands all the way into some portions of the Great Lakes region, just including some states or some portions of Ohio, that is, Illinois, southern Illinois, and Indiana, and including states like Missouri, that's Kentucky, some parts of West Virginia, even some parts of western North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and Arkansas, including us here in Louisiana. So this is expected to be potentially a big severe weather day for our Sunday. So make sure to stay weather aware for that. 7-day forecast shows that we'll be in the 90s and upper 80s for today, experiencing some rain chances as we move into our Wednesday, mainly because of the system that will be, or the disturbances, I should say, coming out of the north and west. A little bit drier as we move into our Thursday, heading into Friday, dealing with the higher rain chances, mainly Friday night into Saturday is what we're looking for in terms of that system with long range future track. But we're also looking forward to watching the potential for severe weather heading into our Sunday. Temperatures will be bouncing around between the 80s and 70s through the rest of the work week into our weekend before a cold front arises as we move into our Sunday, or after Sunday system rolls through, causing highs to drop into the 70s by early on or by Monday afternoon here. So that's pretty much the forecast for the next 7 days. After this break, I'll be talking about what to expect for the end of March, heading into the beginning of April, maybe for the next couple of months as well. We're going to take a look at the outlook for in terms of temperatures, precipitation, and what you can expect for the spring season here. So make sure to stay tuned for after this break, where I'll be talking about the climatology for the Arklatex. So make sure to stay tuned. I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Here we're going to be talking. I'm just going to go through a couple of graphics here to show you guys what we can expect across the country and as well as the Arclitex in terms of climatology, which is the long range forecast for the next 6 to 10 days, 8 to 14 days in terms of variables like temperature, precipitation. I know we're not going to be experiencing no snowfall anytime soon, but things of that nature. So let's just jump right into that here for the temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. As you can see, those are warmer type of colors there, the reddish and the yellow, the orange, that denotes the warmer or likely above warmer than likely above average temperatures, not like likely above warmer. Getting them mixed up. But we're expecting likely above average temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days, according to this forecast here. And the darker shade shows the higher likelihood, or more of a likelihood that we will see above average temperatures. We're already above average now, and we're expecting to be above average in terms of temperatures through the rest of the work week here. So through the next 6 to 10 days, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above average temperatures for at least Shreveport and all of Shreveport and Bossier, and into all of the Arklatex and all of the southern states as well, all the way moving up into Denver and through the Rockies and the Appalachian Mountains, all likely to experience warmer than average temperatures. The only areas that are looked to experience cooler than average temperatures or below average temperatures are into the far Great Lakes region near Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota, and it's the far north and eastern corner of the country in northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So let's take a quick look at what we're expecting for the next 8 to 14 days. Not much of a change, but we could see some warmer conditions in those areas that may experience cooler conditions. Only areas that look to remain the same is Maine up there, looking to receive cooler than average temperatures for the next 8 to 14 days. This goes into next week in the first week in April. So the first week in April is looking cooler than average for the Pacific Northwest, as you can see, ranging from California all the way into Oregon and Washington up there, Idaho. This includes Idaho, Montana, and I believe this is Nevada right there. All experiencing cooler than average temperatures. The rest of the country pretty much is experiencing or going to experience warmer than average temperatures for this time of year. And this looks to be concerning setup in terms of any types of precipitation. If temperatures are in the 80s and we're expecting any types of rain showers, any type of large storm system that may affect the country, we're looking at some chances for severe weather, similar to how the setup is for our Sunday. A large low pressure system is expected to develop and swirl around and move eastward across the country, bringing around a large cold front that will extend all the way into areas like West Virginia and the Northwest down into southern Texas here. So the warm air colliding with the cold air is just not a good mix here. That provides a lot of updraft and a lot of potential for severe storms around the area. But let's take a quick look at that precipitation outlook. This is for the Arclitex only I'm going to show here. But we're expecting slightly above average rainfall for the next 6 to 10 days, as you can see here. So that tells us that we could expect that storm system to roll through. That's pretty much showing why we're having a more active week in terms of rain and storms, not so much dry conditions. That tannish color shows below average conditions for the next 6 to 10 days, according to the Storm Prediction Center. But most of the country, from this view, shows that they will experience likely above average precipitation for at least the next 6 to 10 days ahead. Now let's take a quick look at that the rainfall potential through the next 3 days here. It shows mainly that disturbance that will be moving through north and eastern Texas and affecting areas like Mount Pleasant, Texarkana, most areas north of I-30, up to nearly 2 inches of rainfall for areas just outside of our region near the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And in our area, possibly just greater than 1 inch is expected through the next 3 days. But through the next 7 days, as you can see, more rain is on the way for the Arclitex. This is mainly coming on the system moving in Friday into Saturday, as well as Sunday, potentially into Monday as well. We could see the Shreveport and Bossier corresponding to around an inch of rain, or just more than that, a little bit more than that for areas just to the far south and east and the southern portions of the Arclitex as well, approaching an inch and a half to an inch and a quarter of rainfall potential for the next next 7 days, as as I should say here. Now I'm gonna take you, give you guys a quick look at what were the Climate Prediction Center. So this website here is the Climate Prediction Center, and it shows you many different things in terms of the outlooks for next 6 to 10 day outlook, which I just showed you, 8 to 14 day outlook. And that shows for and temperature, precipitation and temperature. It shows you the U.S. drought conditions. So this is our drought monitor right now. I'm going to take a click on that. And as you can see, the Arklatex right down here is not experiencing drought conditions at all, which is good. So we don't really need the rainfall, but we are in the spring season. And it's a change of from cooler temperatures to warmer temperatures. So we're going to get that. We're going to get a lot of storms in between that time. So it shows you weeks 3 to 4 temperature outlook. So this is between April 5 to April 18th outlook, and it shows that temperatures will be likely above average for this time of year for not only the Arklatex, but for most of the country as well. It also shows you the precipitation outlook, which shows either equal chances, above average rainfall up here to the northern plains and around the Great Lakes region, as well as down here to the south and eastern states and near the desert regions over here in the south and western corner of the not the Arklatex, but the country. It also shows you a 1 month outlook. So if you're looking for an outlook for how temperatures will behave in the month of April, this is issued on March 20th, which is around 5 days ago. It shows that above average temperatures are expected for areas in near the Four Corners region over here, all the way through the southern and eastern United States and into the northeast as well. Everywhere else it looks to receive equal chances, which means they'll receive their fair share of warmer than average and below average temperatures. Same for the precipitation outlook here. For the 1 month outlook, it shows you likely below average temperature or below average precipitation for the month of April for the southern portions of the Arklatex, what it looks like, and most of Louisiana. We look to receive equal chances for most of the areas around I-20, that looks like, and northward here. It also shows you a 3 month outlook, which you need to take a little bit. That's not. I wouldn't say take it with a grain of salt, but temperatures are likely to be above average for the next 3 months. We usually put out forecasts, or at least here as us meteorologists, we don't show you guys 3 months outlook. But this is just more of a general type of forecast here. Above average temperatures over here and near Florida as well for most of the country. And also shows you tropics. So this is a pretty confusing type of forecast here, but I'll just give you guys a quick look at that. You pretty much shows you the map at the bottom. Tropical cyclone formation probability, which is not likely for us over here. We're over here in this area. And also this area. This is valid from March 26th to April 1st, and then week 3, April 2nd to April 8th. So we're not expecting much here in the tropics, of course, but we did have that raise of concern for a 10% chance of formation out in the Atlantic about a week ago, which we talked about here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown. But that has since diminished, and it was supposed to diminish, as it said in that discussion behind that forecast. But it shows you above average rainfall probability, below average rainfall probability, above average temperatures probability, as well as below average temperatures probability. So we look to not receive much of a change in terms of rainfall temperatures. It doesn't really show for on land type of stuff necessarily, except for it's mainly based on the tropics. So we're looking at the oceans. This is looking at the oceans pretty much. The Climate Prediction Center with this forecast looking at the ocean. So yeah, that's pretty much what this is about here. This is a hazards outlook. This shows temperatures in terms of hazardous temperatures, precipitation. It's a moderate risk for flooding potentially. That's what that pretty much means, a risk level for heavy precipitation. This is for snow, risk for snow outlook. Let's take a quick look at that for my snow lovers out there. Moderate risk for snow over here in the mountainous areas of California, as well as a slight risk for snow near the Rocky Mountains, and as well as a wind outlook to see if there's a risk for high winds, slight risk for wind. So this website tells you a lot about what's to come here for the country, and it's one of the many things that we use here to gauge what can happen in the future, pretty much. So make sure to give that give that website a visit if you are interested in the weather at all, or if you're interested in what may happen through the next couple of days, weeks, months. It doesn't show years just yet, but yeah, this is something definitely to look into if you are interested in the weather. But I'll take one more quick break and wrap up the show real quick. So make sure to stay tuned after this quick break. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. So, just wrapping up the show here, just the main topics that we talked about today are the well above average temperatures that we're going to see by this afternoon. Temperatures could reach the lower 90s in some spots around the region, if not the upper 80s across the rest of the area. We have the chance to see some daily record highs become broken, similar to how we saw on, I believe, February 8th was the day that Texarkana reached the lower 90s. That was the highest temperature, or tied for the highest temperature ever recorded in the month of February in Texarkana. And Shreveport hit 88 degrees that day. We're expecting to hit the 90-degree mark, and it's a pretty high confidence in that as well. We're also expecting some severe weather, but it looks to be at a lower chance of happening across the entire area. Very low chance across the entire area. It's only expected to affect most areas up to the far north and western portions of the Arklatex, which are areas in northern East Texas, as well as McCurtain County, as this system or this disturbance looks to move more into the northern half of the Arklatex. It doesn't look to be bringing much severe weather at all, only sub-severe showers and storms. As we look towards the rest of the week, it looks to be pretty rainy, much drier as we move into Thursday before it becomes rainy on Friday into Saturday, as well as the system moving in on our Sunday brings the potential for severe weather. We're under a slight risk of severe weather for that. But if you have any other topics that you want us to discuss here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown, make sure to send us an email at weatherbreakdown@ksla.com or message any of us on Facebook. That's meteorologist Evan Thomason, who is the main host of this show. You can message me at c.j.cartledge on Facebook. You can message Austin Evans on Facebook, as well as meteorologist Matt Jones, who is our chief here at KSLA. Make sure to continue to join us, or you can message one of our joint Facebook account, the KSLA First Alert Weather Team, on Facebook as well. Make sure to continue to join us on weekdays, streaming at 10:30 a.m. This is the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. Make sure to bring those shades out there. There's going to be a lot of sunshine being seen across the Arklatex for today, but not so much through the rest of the week. Make sure to take care of yourselves, drink a lot of water, and take those allergy medications. I'll see you guys on the next episode tomorrow.